with you, I cried with you, now wanna be alone. I lied for you, I tried for you, you wouldn't play alone. I got you in my sight, I keep all the words you said to me. I get you, get you, get you, get you on your knees. Rewrite all the things you said that I should be. I'll get you, get you, get you, now you beg me please. Hey, now I stay away, you were never meant to save me. Now I stay away, I wanna hear you say you're sorry.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover true crime, mystery to the missing. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is a 15-year-old autistic teenager that went missing on the night of the 25th of February 2024. This will be part one of a series that I'm doing where I will break down the biggest clues so far in the Sebastian Rogers case. The infamous lights video and what law enforcement isn't telling us. Before we get into the mysterious lights video itself, we need to back up to the first 2 days he went missing. Day 1, Rogers was labeled as an endangered missing child, but that would change on day 2. At some point during the midday, they upgraded the endangered missing child to an Amber Alert, and it claims due to additional investigative information developed during the search. This is very important to keep in mind throughout this video, as the Amber Alert generally means some kind of child abduction or the child is believed to be in serious danger. In my opinion, they found something by day 2, and based off my experience covering true crime, it's possible that they had collected the surveillance footage and started reviewing it sometime on day 2 and noticed that there was these mysterious lights moving around, and more importantly, an unidentified car seen on Kellen Ave and Stafford Court. During the first few weeks, a massive search was conducted consisting of land, air, and water, but still no sign of Sebastian Rogers. But on March 14th, a local reporter, Nick Barris, released what is now known as the mysterious 3 a.m. lights video. Here is that clip, but please pay close attention to certain things he says about the clip.
Points of light believed to be people with flashlights in the area around Sebastian Rogers' Hendersonville home. It is believed Sebastian left his home barefoot and with a flashlight sometime overnight. Since his disappearance, authorities have reviewed security video from homes in the neighborhood looking for clues.
We have had several clips that have come in.
And this one is getting the most attention, showing signs of activity around Sebastian's home the night he disappeared. You see 2 light sources, which we've circled to help you follow. For point of reference, the security camera was pointed toward the back of Sebastian's home in a common area. In the video, you see Subject 1 with a light source in the lower right-hand corner. Subject 1, a few seconds later, then moves out of frame. Then, Subject 2 reappears and follows Subject 1 off screen. It's a short time later, and it's very vague, but then you see one of the subjects moving quickly back through the common area, and that is it. I cannot identify anyone, but those close to the investigation tell me the mere fact that there is now evidence that someone is in the area around Sebastian's home is significant. This video shows suspicious activity in the immediate area the night Sebastian disappeared. Could one of these subjects have been Sebastian? Did he meet and leave with someone? Sebastian's father says his son would not go with a stranger.
In this clip, he clearly mentions where the lights were located, which he refers to as the common area, and even goes on to mention that the lights moving appear to have come from and back to somewhere behind the Proudfoot's home. He also mentions that the lights video was just after 3 a.m. Now, there is no way a reporter in this kind of business would just make up all those details. He clearly had gotten these details from the homeowner's inner circle when obtaining this footage. Certain details were shared with him about what was seen when he went to collect the portions of the video. Keep in mind, since the homeowner did not know how to extract the footage off the server onto a USB, they could only record the footage using a cell phone to show the lights video, which obviously caused a major loss in quality since this was not the original recording. More footage leaked. Approximately a few months later, on a Facebook group page, 3 more clips of the 3 a.m. lights video would be leaked onto that page. One of them would show a massive light source that appears closer than the moving lights in the background. This would be a close-up shot of an unknown car turning on its lights. This was huge. But due to all the clips being a cell phone recording of the original surveillance footage, they had lost a lot of the original quality, and this created even more mystery as to what the public was actually looking at. All 3 clips would be fully zoomed out, giving more perspective on where the camera was facing and the general direction of where the lights were moving. Controversy and garbage truck. One of the more confusing things is that many, including law enforcement and the family, were claiming that the lights were not important, and some were even claiming that they were garbage truck lights. This is a clip of Nick Barris interviewing Sheriff Craddock.
Evidentiary value?
It is of no evidentiary value.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No,
Why?
because the investigation remains ongoing.
And so it could play a role down the road depending on developments?
We don't know what we don't know. So yes, it could play a role.
What many in the public may not know is that law enforcement had told certain individuals, including neighbors and the family, that the lights were indeed garbage truck lights and they were not important. Even 2 of my sources were told the same thing, and even one of them pushed back to say that this didn't make sense and heard differently. But this individual was quickly shut down. It is very clear that this is something they didn't want the public to know about. But this wouldn't stop the locals speaking with each other about their different stories they had heard, and none of it lined up with a garbage truck. Chris Proudfoot was asked a question about the mysterious lights in this video with Chronicles of Olivia, and listen to his response closely.
There's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay, and that is exactly what it is, speculations. Now, what it can give you an official statement on is TBI Newslink has released a statement from law enforcement, between local law enforcement, state law enforcement, some federal law enforcement, and they have analyzed that video so many times over that everything that everybody is trying to assume is a flashlight, I hate to say this, it's not. As much as we would love it to be one, it's not.
Although he claims it's nothing, why would 4 different agencies, including the FBI themselves, study a video of some garbage truck lights? Clearly, there was something more important in this footage, and they did not want this out to the public. Overlays and the confusion. Sometime around the 5-month mark, I had come across another channel who did an overlay showing the fully zoomed out version of the lights video and explaining where this garbage truck was and where the lights fit into this. This creator also claimed he had spoke with Chris Proudfoot himself, who explained to this creator, claiming that the lights had came from the street above, but as I did my own independent research, this claim and overlay just did not make sense considering where the camera was located and where they were claiming the garbage truck was moving. Then I saw a clip from a channel called Silvers on the Scene, where he had mentioned he believed that the two floodlights that appear in the top of the video had likely come from this house, which is next to the Proudfoot's home on Stafford Court. From there, I started building different overlays to try to figure out the actual location I felt was the best recreation of where the lights were actually moving. Thanks to Silver's mentioning the floodlights, I was able to use this with basic math and geometry to figure out an approximate location of where the objects were in the video. I would then use the floodlights as an anchor to put them in a position where I believed they were located on this home here, and then using Google Street Images from the neighborhood, I started building the overlays. So what are we really looking at? Breaking down the lights in order. So we have Nick Barris's video uploaded on Facebook, which is 1 minute and 31 seconds, which shows a close-up in the top right of the video where it shows the majority of subject 1 and subject 2's movement, where it looks like they are carrying some kind of light source like a flashlight or headlamp. Also, during this early clip on the news, he also shows what appears to be the lights video towards the end of this event, where you can see at least one subject moving very fast back from where they had came from. Notice what he had said in between this.
It's a short time later, and it's very vague, but then you see one of the subjects moving quickly back through the common area, and that is it.
This is very important to keep in mind, as whatever happened clearly happened fast, and likely within minutes. Then we have the leaked videos, which give us a full picture of where the recording is coming from and where the lights and activity are happening. Although I've spent hundreds of hours breaking down these clips and learning so much about what we are looking at, there is still so much more I don't know due to the poor quality of the footage itself. But have you ever wondered why the subjects were labeled 1 and 2 in the order they are? Well, thanks to the other leaked videos, I was finally able to understand the order of events. I learned that the first clip that was leaked is actually subject 1, who appears first and moves from the common area left to right. Then adding the Nick Barris video, where we can see subject 2, who then appears and follows the same path as subject 1, and subject 1 moves off screen of the Barris video. But I believe this subject then stops and acts as what I refer to as the scout. The second video is actually the most controversial, as it shows what appears to be a vehicle that turns on their lights. And we can see that the person recording with their cell phone tries to zoom in on the vehicle in an attempt to reveal the model and make. But due to it being very dark, we cannot actually see the body of this vehicle. What's interesting to take note in this clip is that we can see one of the subjects just standing there, as if they are in a position to keep an eye on different angles, while a possible abduction could have been taking place. Then we have the final leak clip, which is very short, but I find there are some huge clues in this clip. Sadly, this clip has the worst quality of the three, but we can see that a subject quickly runs back towards the area near the Proudfoot's backyard. And at the end of the clip, we can see for a brief second the light of another subject in the same exact spot as the other clips. This I refer to as the scout. The scout reveals themselves for a brief second just after the other subject runs to the left. I honestly feel this is one of the bigger clues, as this subject clearly shows a level of preparation and coordination that cannot just be some random coincidence that took place the same night Sebastian Rogers disappeared. Also, during a conversation that took place in late summer 2024, the actual homeowner spoke with a group of individuals and explained what he had saw. What the homeowner allegedly saw. During this conversation, he had revealed many interesting details, such as the timestamp being frozen for 2 days, but even though it was stuck, he knew that the video itself happened sometime around 3 a.m. He knew this because he used his NVR, which is like a DVR, to see the timeline on the player, using it to fast forward to when the garbage truck had passed by, and knew that that had always come a little after 5 a.m. Knowing this, he went back where the mysterious lights video happened, and noticed it was approximately 2 hours between the garbage truck and the mysterious lights. What many don't realize is that you can actually see that the recordings are coming from the NVR player itself. Notice the border on the right that is kind of cut off, but we can see where to look at this example. But if we were to look at this example, it would look something like this, which allows you to see the footage from different timelines and formats. So even if the timestamp itself isn't working, you can still figure out an approximate time of when things are happening using this player. He would claim that he could see the vehicle which was parked in front of his driveway. He would also say during the part where the subject is going back towards the Proudfoot home, he could actually see a person jumping across the ditch. This was truly disturbing to hear, combined with the footage and all the rumors of the mysterious 3 a.m. car. There was clearly a cohesive picture forming about what allegedly happened that night, and sadly, it had likely involved a well-planned and executed abduction of Sebastian Rogers, with clear motives and premeditation. Sebastian Rogers has now been missing for just over a year, and in my opinion, it is clear who had the motives, who had the means, and who executed this plan. Justice will come, and it will be swift. Please share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and I will be working on a part 2 as I prepare a series for this case. And thank you so much for watching.
I tried for you, you moved on, play alone. I got you in my sight. I keep all the words you said.